Paper Crane Tattoo is the tattoo shop that we're interviewing. The owner of this shop is who we're interviewing today. Paper Crane Tattoo is over on Fairfield Avenue. It's right down the street from our studio here at KSLA News 12. It's right next to Bears. If you've heard of Bears, I'm pretty sure you have. It's pretty much the most popular dive bar in Shreveport Bossier at this moment. Um, Paper Crane Tattoo is an amazing atmosphere, great tattoo artist, and his name is Aaron Culpepper. So you're going to love his place. It's really cool. His art is very amazing. It's beautiful. He does a lot of neon colors and really cool graphic, like cool designs. Um, you can also find him on Instagram of Aaron Culpepper Makes Stuff, where you can see his samples of his tattoo art. Not, there's a lot of cool things to check out. He does great, clean work, very unique style, and almost watercolor like, I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys over to watch this interview. It's a pretty good one. You can see his shop and learn a bit about, what it takes to become a tattoo artist in the industry from him. He also discusses different things such as his inspirations and why he became a tattoo artist himself. So yeah, great conversation. Before I bring y'all over, just reminder, I'm gonna have a short break sometime in the middle of the interview, and then we'll get right back to the interview like we usually do. So you just gotta bear with me. All right, guys, enjoy. This is ArkLaTex Artistry, where we explore the arts in our area. Today we're talking to the owner of Paper Crane Tattoo in Shreveport, Louisiana. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Aaron Culpepper. I have the studio here. It's Paper Crane Tattoo. This is Blue. I don't know if he's in the camera or not.
Blue's adorable.
Yeah, he is.
Hi, Blue. So I wanted to go ahead and ask you, why did you name the studio Paper Crane Tattoo?
Well, it's just one of those things. I like a lot of Japanese stuff, and I've always loved origami. And I must have written down like 100 different names, and my girlfriend wrote down one, and that's the one that we went with.
Well, I think it's cool. Paper crane, like the folding techniques of origami has always been really cool.
Yeah.
It's just something beautiful about a simple object just folded the right way.
Yeah, it's 2D turned into 3D. It's always interesting.
So how did you get started in art in general?
Probably just as a bored kid in church, you know. I've always drawn. I drew all the time. And yeah, as far as like professionally or just in general?
In general, professionally too, if you want to talk about that.
I don't know. I just always was drawing and stuff whenever I was bored, just like anyone really. And starting out, I just wanted to find some way to make art, like as a living. So that's kind of what ended up drawing me to tattooing.
Did you, what made you consider doing art professionally then? You just loved it that much?
I couldn't really see myself doing anything else, I guess. I felt like I had limited options, and that was my main one.
So how did you end up getting into tattooing, and what advice would you give to someone wanting to become a tattoo artist?
When I first started, it was really just a matter of me trying to find something that I could do with art and also make money. And there weren't exactly a ton of options at that point, aside from like graphic design or anything related to advertisement or working forever trying to sell your actual art in galleries and stuff, which was not going anywhere for me at the time.
It's a rough market.
Yeah. And I thought maybe tattooing, because when you start out, you know, when you're young and you're drawing, pretty much everyone's like, oh, you should tattoo or draw me a tattoo, you know, just how kids are.
Yeah.
That's one of like 2 things that you're allowed to do if you're drawing in PE class or whenever you're drawing, you know, draw some crappy tribal tattoo for someone or.
My friend asks me all the time to draw her tattoo designs and stuff.
Yeah. Oh. And you know, honestly, at the time, I think it was my cousin that went into a shop and talked to a guy and showed him my art and was asking if I could come in for an interview. Pretty sure it was, because I was too shy to do it myself.
Yeah.
I might not be a tattoo artist if it weren't for her going in there and asking this guy about it.
That's awesome. Sometimes it just takes like a push from people.
Yeah.
Because it was the same for me getting into vending for art. I ended up kind of meeting some artists, and one of them was just like, hey, I'm going to do this event. Come with me.
Yeah.
And bring some stuff. And he helped me set up, and next thing I know, he's like, yeah, you now know how to vend, so now you have no excuse. And he just kind of launched me into that into actually selling my art, because I hadn't really done it, besides small commissions here and there before.
Yeah, just a little starting push can help.
Yeah, support from friends, especially. I think that's probably a big thing for artists, tattoo artists especially, is like support from, you know, people that become your friends and clients.
For sure. Yeah, so thank you, Kaylee, for doing that. Yeah, and as far as other people getting into the industry, it's just about going in and asking about apprenticeships and really staying on people about apprenticing you. I've had a lot of people ask about apprenticeships over the years, and really the most important thing is just being out, putting your art out there. Like, if I want to hire someone and teach them, then I want it to be someone that's like already an artist. I don't want to teach someone that wants to be an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a whole nother. You gotta teach them how to be an artist.
Yeah.
Then you gotta teach them how to tattoo.
Yeah, because starting out for me was really rough. It took forever, and I was just like, you know, trying to do all the walk-ins, so I wasn't spending any time on my own art. And it took years for me to finally like develop an art style because of that.
Yeah.
So the artists that are starting out today that are more successful immediately are people that have been artists for a long time and have been developing their own style, and people like their art, you know, even if it's a tiny following or just their friends and family, if they're actively putting stuff out there and then they start to try to become an artist, that's 1,000 times more favorable in their, you know, direction.
Because they've already built a following of people that would be willing to get tattoos from them. Like, it's a good kickstart, I'm sure.
Yeah, and pretty much anyone starting tattooing, you know, is probably someone that like doodled growing up. So even those people, if they hadn't started posting stuff or anything like that, like they'll have like an influx of people starting out, coming in, but hey, give me the cheap tattoo, you know, like we're trying to get the starter tattoos. But if you're actually putting art out there, then that'll be a much longer time frame of people flowing in.
Yeah, and you know, people like your art and they just want your art.
Exactly.
And they see a design, maybe you posted, and be like, yeah, I want that. Mm-hmm. And they fall in love with it when they see it. It's kind of the same on paintings and stuff. They see it, they fall in love with it, and know they have to have it. It's the same with tattoos, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's the same thing. People like to collect, and if people see your stuff social media is its own nightmare, but if people see your stuff online, then they can start to like identify with it over time, and they feel like, oh, this is the thing that I like, and so it's the thing that I want, and I'm gonna get it because it's like my thing,
Mm-hmm.
It just makes it easier.
And then there's the word of mouth aspect. Once somebody gets a tattoo and they're happy with it, and other people are asking, well, where'd you get that?
Yeah.
And then it just kind of...
There's definitely like a holy grail of tattoo customers that you can find. If you happen to do a tattoo that you really like on someone that is also very outspoken and goes out a lot, then that's baller.
It's basically a walking gallery for you.
That's a game changer, is to find people like that and do really good work on them, and then suddenly you'll get like 30 people from that one person. And then half the people I tattoo are all introverts and nobody ever sees their tattoos. So,
Well, what I always tell viewers is I tell them, like, support your local artists, share their stuff, and talk about it, because you never know. Like, even if you can't afford someone's art, if someone sees your art on social media and shares it, that in itself can also get you a customer and help you grow your business,
Oh, yeah.
So, I always tell people, support your local artists, because it's helpful to them.
Absolutely.
Especially tattoo shops when they gotta pay a rent and they got bills.
Yeah, and rising costs of everything for everyone.
Yeah. It's rough.
Yeah, I ordered some supplies just yesterday and I was like, come on, man.
So expensive.
Yeah, everything is.
So can you tell me about some of the tools you use as a tattoo artist?
Do you mean to actually tattoo with? Or like
in general, in your entire profession, what kind of tools do you use?
Well, for most of my line work, stencils and stuff, I draw digitally, that I have for a very long time. I've always used like a Wacom tablet or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Way before people were using iPads, I was using digital tablets and people thought I was completely insane. But
I don't see.
Now everyone else is doing. Literally every artist has an iPad and they're drawing. It's so funny to me. Aside from me, I still don't use iPads. I still use my old Wacom tablets. But it's crazy how you get used to drawing digitally and stuff. And to me, I still like drawing more on paper. I feel like I get more done.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm drawing digitally, I feel like I get distracted by 1,000 things. So it's always still really nice to just pull out a piece of paper and sketch up a drawing for a tattoo.
There's nothing quite like the actual physical material versus a pen.
I feel like it's like anti-ADHD somehow. Like it helps me actually achieve things. Whereas I can just be staring at a blank canvas and, Clip Studio or whatever for hours and never do anything.
Yeah. What kind of tattoo gun and inks do you use?
I use all sorts, honestly. I have a bunch of different machines. I've been using the Axis Valhalla for a long time, which is this pretty pink one. It's a rotary, like pin style machine. It's not a coil. I've been thinking about going back to coils, but I use so many needles, like different size needles when I tattoo, that it's a pain because it's so easy to just switch out between different little cartridges so quickly, and you can't do that with coil machines. You have to have a separate machine set up for each type of needle.
Yeah. So what did you start with? Like
coils.
Coils?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started with cheapo coil machines. I think out of Kingpin Tattoo magazine were the ones that we had. I can't remember the names of them, but when I finished my apprenticeship, me and my guy that taught me splurged and got a machine by a guy named Aaron Kane, which I just learned is actually still hand-making machines.
Wow.
Which is crazy. in today's age. I think he's also tattooing and selling art and all this other stuff. But you know, back in the day, people used to hand make these machines and like kind of carve them into specific shapes and make them all cool. This was like a fancy biomechanical looking machine.
Oh,
Probably
that's
cost
cool.
like $1,000 or something.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's art. That's an art in itself, being able to craft that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
no, the second that I saw his stuff when I was apprenticing, I was like, I want one of those. I still have them. I'll show it to you.
Oh, definitely. So what would you say are some of your biggest influences as an artist?
Lots of things.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do that quick commercial break with you. Just bear with it, and I'll be right back to this interview. All right.
I'm influenced by a lot of Japanese culture, as you could probably tell if you look at anything that I've done. And anime, cats, animals in general, but cats mostly. I mean, like classic artists like Jack Kirby's a really big one for me, or Kim Jong-gi. Toriyama, you know. I either like really cutesy stuff or really creepy stuff, usually. There's not really any in between.
I'm actually the same way.
Yeah, so Junji Ito's a really big one.
Was there any people in your life that influenced you as an artist?
Oh, my mom, obviously, like starting out, just anyone you know that is making anything will influence you. And she was drawing a lot back then.
So she was also an artist?
Yeah. For a while, she had also been making like collages. She still makes some collages every now and then. I have one on my wall up there. Has like a David Bowie quote on it or something with the cat head.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And inspired by a lot of, like, as far as artists that I know, just so many people growing up, people in Monroe. I feel like everyone that I've been around has inspired me in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that.
So
I feel the same way, especially for me, like being around other artists, especially, you know, you see their work or watch them work. I think that's a huge inspiration.
yeah, it's always people that can do the things that you can't do. I have very, very bad memory and extremely bad visual memory. Some people can see stuff in their head, but I can't. I always have to like struggle through drawing it out to be able to see it. So that's why I like people like Kim Jung-ji, which the guy can draw like an entire mural just completely out of his head, you know. Stuff like that's always pretty fascinating to see. And
That's interesting. I actually know another artist. She has no images at all. She only thinks of the words.
yeah,
And just in general, she still creates. She's still a good artist. Draws great stuff, but she has to plan it out in a different way.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's different to some extent inside their head. You know, it's hard to know exactly how things work to other people, but for me, it's more of like I have to have a pencil to like plan something out. That's why it's hard when people ask me like, how much will this thing cost? I'm like, I have no idea. You know, I have to figure out how big it is and, hey buddy, kind of plan it out on paper before I can even get an idea of it.
No, I get the. I'm lucky enough that I play like animation in my head when I'm imagining things,
Yeah.
like visual animations.
Yeah.
Not like fully hyper realistic, but like cartoony,
Yeah.
Animated. Like those old animations in the 90s, the like Secret of Nim, and like I don't know if you've ever seen it, the Troll in Central Park. That kind of.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. I know Secret of Nim, but
It was really good. It's old, kind of crazy animation. But check it out. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
yeah, I like that sort of stuff.
What kind of animes were you big into?
Anything really vibe heavy, you know. So like a lot of like early Toonami stuff was very. It's the sort of stuff that I try to show people these days, and they don't really get it, including my girlfriend. But it's okay, you know. Where it's like,
We got our niche thing,
Yeah.
right?
you know, I mean, well, she does like Cowboy Bebop. That's a big one. You
Yes.
know, very, very like stylized, very vibey. Lots of scenes of him like just doing kung fu and music playing. You know, like nothing
Yeah.
really happening.
There's a
Like,
vibe to it.
yeah.
though.
Like Dot Hack Sign was really big about that. Just long stretches of like no dialogue, but there's somehow still emotions with it. And Samurai Jack was big on that too.
Oh yeah.
There'd literally be whole episodes where there's no dialogue, but you know exactly what is going on. You know everyone's motivation. It's just brilliant. I love stuff like that.
I think really great animations inspired a lot of the artists today.
Oh
A lot of us
yeah.
in our styles and everything that we work in. One of the artists, especially, I talked to, you know him, Abraham Fasho. He is an inspiration of very heavy anime.
Yeah.
You see it in his work.
This King Burger.
Yeah, King Burger,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love his work. He's really big into One Piece like I am.
Yeah, he's an amazing artist too. And that's like that's like what we're saying though, like, you know, those local artists or people you meet, you see what they do and you're just like, damn,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, that goes back to the whole, like, the thing that where, like, some people draw more out of their head. You know, me being fascinated with people drawing like that, you know. Even if it's just someone that you grow up with, watching them draw like that. Like, I knew this girl, Victoria, actually, she just started tattooing in Portland.
Oh,
But she always made so much stuff, like when we were in high school. It was always so frustrating. You know, it's like I'm so slow at making anything, and then she'll make like 100 things, seemingly, in like a few hours. And I'm sure she went completely insane doing it, but it's like I wish I could do that.
yeah, when I was younger, there was a girl named Mandy, and I was just, every time she drew things, I just was in awe of her drawing abilities, and Then there was another, Haley. She drew amazing animated looking characters, and I loved it back then, but at the time my style was completely different, but it slowly, I would say that they influenced me a bit, because I was mostly working in charcoal, doing really almost like Alice in Wonderland gothy charcoal drawings.
Yeah, I drew a lot of charcoal stuff early on too. Got everywhere, but it was really black, so.
Yeah, I love just how dark it is. You just can't get that depth in pencil, you know? If you're doing black and white charcoal, it's great. Except for me, at the time I was young and I didn't use Fix. To fix it, so everything was just smeared. I would be walking around the halls with charcoal smeared on my hands and my face.
Yeah, I still have old portfolios with just some sheets of paper that are just black, just solid black from smeared up charcoal.
So what's something you wish every customer knew before they sat with you?
Was not necessarily about right before they sit with you, but expectations is a really big thing with tattoos, because most people don't really know what makes a good tattoo. What makes a tattoo stay long and heal well and age well. So people will come in here saying, oh, this is the thing that I want, this is the exact image that I have in my head, this is my expectation. But in reality, it really wouldn't work as a tattoo, even remotely.
Yeah.
So then you're having to fight against their expectations, and that's just never a winning battle for anyone. Then you have to play the whole game of making them think they came up with whatever idea you suggest. You know what I mean? It's oh yeah, no, that sounds good. Yeah, we should do it like that. But it's all an expectation thing. Say, if someone wants, an image that wouldn't even really be paintable, much less tattooable, because they don't make art. So then you have to build a vocabulary with them of how to talk about the art.
Yeah.
It can just get really messy sometimes if you have a very specific expectation in your mind of what you want, instead of coming to an artist and giving them an idea to make the art with.
Let the expert artists help, be open to, understanding that they're the experts.
Yeah.
They're the ones qualified to do this, and they probably know better than you. I think it's the letting go of the ego that you might have and keeping an open mind, right?
Yeah.
It would make things easier for all artists, especially taking commissions too. It's the same thing. You get someone's well, this isn't exactly how I wanted it. It's well, we've already edited it.
Well, if you really knew exactly how you wanted it, then you would draw it. You don't know until you see it, then you realize that it's not exactly what you expected. If they actually could see the picture in their head, then they would figure out a way to draw it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah, if they really had the drive enough to create it.
Yeah.
Right, they would go out of the way to do what we did and learn the craft, so you could portray what you want in your head.
Yeah, it's you don't go to a doctor and tell them that they're wrong most of the time, probably. Most people. Some people definitely do.
I'm sure there's doctors that may be wrong sometimes. Just there might be bad tattoo artists or bad artists that really don't grasp certain concepts. But if you got someone that has got a proven track record of creating amazing work, then winning over some trust is kind of important.
Yeah, and that's the tricky thing too, is because some artists will steer you wrong, but it's just kind of a part of life, I guess. You gotta learn to trust someone at some point, and if you like the work that you see from them, then I guess that's when you try to trust them.
Yeah. I also, going on that, is there are probably some artists that'll just do what you want.
Yeah.
Even despite it not looking good. And I think it's good that you aim for quality,
Oh yeah.
you know, over just getting them money from them, and then they're probably not going to be happy with the actual results.
Yeah. If I were just doing things and then posting it on Instagram, fully well knowing that it would not be there in a few weeks, then I'd be making a lot more money. Because that's the sort of stuff that people like to see, you know. They like their little dainty micro tattoos and stuff. But it's just not a good tattoo. So I don't do that.
So what other different mediums do you like to work in?
Generally, I just like drawing with pen and ink. It may seem heretical somehow, because I do vibrant, like bright, colorful work tattooing, but I just really like drawing with black ink on paper.
Yeah.
It just feels nice, like crazy contrast, and it's just satisfying because I can make it happen quicker. Other than that, I like doing animation work when I can. At this point, it's pretty much just doing these like animation challenge things a couple times a year, you know, like big communities and stuff like that. Those are always fun. I have a couple of like very slow going video game projects I'm working on with a friend of mine. Like making a little adventure game. Maybe it'll come out one day, who knows. And just anytime I get time, I guess. That's always the hard thing.
Yeah, understandably.
Yeah, because as someone with ADHD, I bounce around a lot. You know, I try out like 100 different things and then never stick with any of it. So that's just kind of my life.
Well, at least you stick with the tattooing and you do really well in it.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be able to try anything else if I didn't pay my bills with tattooing.
Right?
At this point.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do any other jobs.
It's the lifeblood.
Yeah, I've been doing this for too long to suddenly start doing something else, I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't.
You never know.
Yeah.
As artists, we're always trying new things, and then, you know, that isn't just an ADHD quality. I think that's the artist quality.
Oh, it is, but yeah.
There's some artists that are hyper focused, like this is a medium, and like they master it. But
Yeah.
like I could never. Like I have to keep the burnout is real when I'm working in a medium for too long. I have to jump around, you know.
Yeah. I just jump around too much. But yeah. Thanks for having me, I guess. But,
It's not a problem, Aaron. I enjoyed talking to you. So did you want to tell anyone about, you know, where to follow you on social media? And
sure. On Instagram, I'm Aaron Culpepper Makes Stuff, which is like the most unreasonably long name, but that's my name. And I'm just Aaron Culpepper on Facebook. And the shop also has a Facebook page called Paper Crane Tattoos and Art. But I'm on Fairfield Avenue right by Bears. You can come in and cuddle with Blue and get a tattoo. Probably the only place you can have a therapy cat hang out with you while you get a tattoo around here that I know of, at least.
And Blue is really awesome.
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy.
He's purring, just sitting here, not even being touched.
Oh. Thank you.
And not only is there a therapy cat, but I aim for this to be like a safe place for all sorts of people, you know, be just weirdos or queer folk, whatever you are. Everyone's fine here.
All right, guys. So that was my interview with Aaron Culpepper at Paper Crane Tattoo. Again, let's see. Paper Crane Tattoo is on 1407 Fairfield Avenue. You can follow him on Facebook or Instagram. He's Aaron Culpepper Makes Stuff. on Instagram, and Paper Crane Tattoos and Art is his Facebook page. Um, you can also give him a call. Their phone number is 318-750-6191 if you're interested in setting up an appointment to get a tattoo by him. Um, have an idea, bring it to him and let him draw something out for you, and see what he can make for you. You know, give the artist the kind of the base, the foundation of what you want, and then he can create it. And like he was saying, you got to trust your tattoo artist. See how their work, and know that they can do it, and they may probably know better than you if you're not an artist yourself. Now, if you're an artist yourself, I'm sure you know how to communicate what you want to him, and he'll understand it. We have that language between us artists that we can understand. You understand each other in those ways. But also, if you're interested in becoming a tattoo artist, or generally, talking to someone like Aaron is a great way to get the ideas. Talking to different tattoo artists and finding the artist you want to you want to train with, apprentice under, is a great way to do it. And have your portfolio. Be an artist, draw a lot, and have a portfolio ready when you go in and talk to the artist about, when you apply to be an apprentice. That's really how you get into the industry. You can get that experience. All right, guys. Thank you again for watching ArkLaTex Artistry. It's always a pleasure to host this show for you guys. It always means a lot to me that I can share art of artists to everyone. You can follow me on Facebook as well. It's Brittney Hazelton, or you can look up Sizica, and this would be my page right here. I post my own art, and I sometimes post experiences of going to like local venues or events and restaurants, so you can check those out when I post those. I also will share other things that are happening in the area. Recently, I got to go experience Iramon's Kitchen, the food truck. I would highly recommend checking it out. They're Jamaican cuisine food truck. They're really cool, guys. They have amazing spice. The spice is so good. They do oxtail, jerk chicken. They have a whole bunch of cool. This was at the event that we actually went to experience their food for a Pepper Pals event, and this is their food truck. You definitely got to check them out, guys. They're really good. If you see them coming around your area, it's a great chance to try Ironman, some Jamaican cuisine. Look at that. That's so good. They had curry chicken. A lot of us were just out enjoying this food truck. They have great stuff. Oh yeah, there I am with my husband and some friends. Some of them which are artists, like Hillary and Stefan here. He's an artist. He's a bassist. I just got to meet him recently. He's really nice. But yeah, guys, definitely check out Ironman. Great food, a great flavor, and a lot of great options for sides. And they have unique drinks that you don't usually get here that are Jamaican based. So those are cool too. All right, guys. It was great talking to you. Remember, follow my artistry, ArkLaTex Artistry, by checking out KSLA's page. You can go to the podcast section and go to artistry there. There you can see all my articles and videos. We also have a playlist on YouTube. You can also catch more of my stuff on KSLA Now, our mobile streaming platforms, including Apple and Roku and Android TV. All right, guys. I'll see you at on Wednesday at 11 for a recap of Aaron Culpepper's interview. Otherwise, you'll see me Saturdays at noon, at 12 at noon every Saturday at noon. All right. Bye, guys.